There are lots of different types of containers you can find for this project. These are some clear acrylic spheres. And make sure you're looking for the kind that come apart in two halves so you can get your project in and out really easily. I've also seen these clear acrylic mason jars. And the acrylic things are really great because if you drop it or the cat tries to bat it off the tree, you don't have to worry about things breaking into a million pieces. Here's some different sized little candy jars I found if you're going to do a tabletop scene, or if you want to transfer your scene from the ornament to a little tabletop scene for other parts of the year. It's good to have these on hand. So you want to decide what your little terrarium scene is going to be, and then gather together your materials. Probably my all-time favorite is little miniature mushrooms, and they come in a lot of different sizes and colors. I think these are maybe vintage spun cotton mushrooms, but they're still pretty easy to find. I've got a lot of little gnomes here in all different sizes depending on the scale of your scene. Some little woodland animals like my favorite, the hedgehog. Some squirrels, deer, trees. I've gathered together a few little tiny beads, so if you want to turn one of the trees into a Christmas tree, you'll glue those on. This is wool roving, and it comes in a lot of different colors, and that would be if you're going to needle felt your base. You can also craft your base from felt, layers of felt glued together, and like this particular one here, pom-poms. So this one I just got a whole bunch of different sized pom-poms and glue them together so you can make sort of a little mounded mountain type scene. Okay, so your tool list for this project is glue gun with some extra glue sticks, craft glue, especially if you're going to add glitter. I really like to use this glass glitter. Not only is it much safer for the environment, but it looks really nice, has a lot of dimension to it. And again, you're not going to have to worry about fish swimming around with glitter in their tummies. Scissors, just in case. And if you are going to needle felt your base, you want a needle felting needle. Just kind of in a medium size. I think this is a 36 or a 38. So I have this little brown alligator I found, and I used some craft paint to paint him white so we can make Claude the Albino Alligator at the Academy of Sciences. I left the bottom of him unpainted so that he will glue a little bit better. So the first thing I'm going to do is start needle felting. I use this little upturned brush. They actually sell it for needle felting as a base to needle felt on, but you can also use just like a piece of styrofoam or some kind of like thick sponge or something like that, just so you have something to stab into. And I just kind of start a little piece of the roving off, making kind of the dirt, and then the other side of it's going to be blue water, and you just start stabbing. So the first thing I usually place is the tree, because it takes up the most space. And because your sphere is tallest in the middle, try to put the tree so that it'll end up kind of being in the middle and definitely fit inside. You can be a little bit messy because the fuzziness of the wool kind of will hide glue gun blots a little bit. Okay, you can always kind of smooth over the fuzzy part onto the tree trunk if you see any messy glue bits. Okay, and all these little rocks, I literally just pulled them out of our yard. We had a bunch of kind of pea gravel out in the front yard, and I just picked up some rocks that were kind of different shapes, a little bit flat, so that they would be easier to glue down. Okay, now's the time to position Claude. I'm going to put him up here on the rocks like he's sunning himself, like he likes to do. And now I'm going to add some tiny mushrooms. I'm going to use one of these little plastic mushrooms. And then I'm going to use one of these little super tiny mushrooms. And that's pretty much it. If you think you're going to keep them in the ball for a while as the ornament, you can add a little piece of like quake hold or museum wax or something like that in the bottom if you want to kind of tack your little scene down so it doesn't slide around. For the finishing touch, I like to go pretty simple. And I got a little piece of this kind of red and white striped twine, pretty easy to find. And then I just kind of cut a length about like that. It's probably going to be about 6 or 7 inches. And then I do a simple knot like that. So there you go.